So I'm really going to share with you some ideas. Now, I'm going to get really deep here in some areas, all right? So just be aware. Now, the issue that I have is that I'm going to actually talk about beliefs. Now, my responsibility is never to invoke on you what my beliefs are onto you. All I'm asking you to do is to search your own beliefs. Because it is not my right to actually put my beliefs onto you. But I will share the importance of this because I believe that business, and in particular life, works this way. We all want the lifestyle. Okay, and really, there is nothing wrong with the lifestyle. And as a marketeer, my job is to make you miserable with the stuff you've got so you continue to buy shit you don't really need. Does that make good sense? Yeah. Okay, and I'll do it. Marketeer, and you know you're not skinny enough, you're not tall enough, you don't have the right teeth, you don't have the right car, you don't have the right house. When you get the right house, there's another house, you've got to go somewhere else. You know, every trigger I could potentially use, I will use. We want the life. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't be deceived by that too. You know, I'm not sure that life is about who has the most toys wins. Unless I'm mistaken, I've never actually seen a person take a U-Haul storage to their funeral. In many ways, you die empty. And I think the only legacy you leave has to other people. Which wasn't me, because I was a real prick at one stage. Because I've got to share you the big... But then I think from lifestyle, in order to get the lifestyle, you've got to get results. You agree? Mate, there is a scorecard out there. Like it or like it, in business, there is a financial scorecard. It's called a P&L, it's called a balance sheet, and I reckon you need to know how to read it. And I reckon you can't wait till the end of the month or the end of the year for your tax person to do your accounts until you find out the score. Because I reckon it's a bit like 2020 cricket. I think you've got to know the score all the time. Because I think you're always changing the performance of the game based on the score. Okay, so, you know, you got, wow. Like, how are sales this week? How's the profit this week? Not at the end of the year. End of the year, the game's over. It's like the horse is gone. And here's the next thing, I think, is from results. To get results, I think you've got to do activities. Do you agree? You just got to get busy. Now, I agree with Ari. It doesn't mean making more phone calls, but you are still busy going deeper on those phone calls. You've got to do an enormous amount of marketing. I'm a firm believer in multiple marketing touches. Because I don't actually believe that one strategy ultimately works. I believe there's a combination of strategies. And sometimes the stuff that I don't think works, works. And the stuff that I think should be working doesn't work. So I reckon I've got to be activities. But I think in order to have an enormous amount of activities in business, in particular during startup, in particular when it's not going well, in particular when it's tough, is that I think you've got to have a great attitude. So you've got lifestyle, results, activities, attitudes, but I actually do believe the foundation of attitudes comes from beliefs. And I'm actually thinking the greatest single weapon that I could give you today is to refine and challenge your belief systems in order to ensure that you have the lifestyle of your destiny. Because we live in a very, very sick society. Everybody wants everything straight away. There are enormous amount of spruikers who will take $15,000 out of your wallets to sell you a secret. Recently, as an example, I wrote a blog site on LinkedIn that I was about to launch a book in jest. just wanted to test this theory. The book was called How I Made $64,000 in 5 minutes in my pajamas by the pool while I was making love to my wife. In joking, you know what happened? People wanted to buy the book. And I'm going, wow. And all I'm suggesting, guys, is that I actually believe to be successful is different than being significant. And what I'd really like you to do today is that I believe there is a difference between being broke and being poor. Because broke is an event. Poverty is a lifestyle. And the great thing that you're in here today is I will assure you, if you do this program correctly, you will never be poor in your life again. Because it's not the ability that I won't fail, it's how quickly I can recover. Because when you crack the code is easy.